You guys really seem to like the last list of mods that I put out. Since then, I found a whole bunch more that are definitely worth your time. So here they are. This is an absolute hidden gem of a mod. It's called Farseer. If you've ever heard of Distant Horizons for Minecraft, this is the same idea, and it adds LODs to the distant terrain that you normally wouldn't be able to see. You can change it on the fly at any time to make it go a lot farther, or not at all. You can change the colors of the terrain to whatever you like the best. Say if I want to make it all pink, I can, or green, a nice blue. I could make it all white if I wanted to, and we can make it so the world doesn't look flat. And it's not that much of a performance hit, so I definitely recommend you look at this one. This one's one of my favorite mods. I know that the vanilla skybox already looks amazing, but look at it now. It's so bright, so many stars, a really awesome looking moon in the background, and just adds so much life to nighttime. So check out Astronomer's Delight. You'll see me using this 24/7. This next mod is for those of you that want to take survival to the next level. It's called Balanced Thirst. You can see that I now have a thirst bar, and now you have to manage your thirst throughout the game. You gotta store water. Water can go bad, so you gotta find ways to keep it good, like using a dowsing rod to keep it pure. It also goes very well with the next mod called Liquid Containers. It lets you get little cups and water skins that can hold water and let you drink it on the go. If you don't drink enough, it'll make you lose hunger a lot quicker and possibly even die. But it comes with its own stat, and if you keep it up, it'll give you a health boost. So it's not all downsides. I also want to mention that not all water is the same. There is a chance that it is contaminated. You can drink right from the source, but sometimes you need to go boil it in a fire pit. So looking for a pure spring is definitely on your to-do list. So if you're up for the challenge, give this one a try. Have you ever wished that the plow worked like it did in Minecraft, where you could make some cool pathing with it? Well, with better plow, you can now. This just adds a little bit of decoration to the world that you can add, and I don't see why you wouldn't have this already. It doesn't do much, but what it does do, it does well. So give it a try. The next one just adds a tiny detail that I think everybody will love. Next time you die, it drops a corpse right where you died, and you go up to it and you hold right click to get your items back. There's not much more to it, but how could you not love that? Have you ever wished that anvils could make a little bit more than just ingots and plates? Well, with all Helve Workable, you can do just that. Let's say you wanted to make you some arrows. Well, just place it down and let it go to work. As you can see, it just pops them right into existence. And there you go. Do you need a steel boss? Throw down some iron, and you'll have one shortly. And there you go. So if you want to save yourself a lot of time and let the Helve hammers do a little bit more blacksmithing, then give this one a look. I've always thought that these ruins were super cool, but a little bit lacking, let's be honest. So I have a mod that changes all that. So let me introduce Better Ruins. It's this insanely cool mod that adds these incredibly cool ruins throughout your game. There's a ton of stuff to explore. You can get a ton of loot off of these, which sometimes can be very dangerous. And it adds a ton of recipes for a ton of stuff that you normally couldn't make, and now you can. Nothing too crazy, but stuff that is definitely cool to have in your world. And by the way, this isn't even the coolest thing that you can find. There's some crazy stuff out there that you can find. It gives you a huge reason to go exploring. So if you haven't already, check it out. This mod is amazing for chisels. It's called Better Chisel. And I've always wanted to be able to go up to a block and just shave one block off like that throughout the entire block. That makes it so much easier. You press F and then you can click on resizable, and supposedly being able to press R is supposed to let you resize it. However, that's not working for me right now. But this alone is so incredibly nice that I don't even care. It might be something that I'm doing. It might be a mod confliction. Either way, this right here is amazing and you should give it a try. It could save you so much time. Now for my next chiseling mod, it's called QP's ChiselTools. It is so incredibly nice to have. There's a lot of things that you can do with this mod, like a block swapper, a hand panner, a hand wedge, a ladder maker, a paintbrush, a paint scraper, more stuff to paint, a tool to make paths, and a chisel that doesn't require you to make a hammer. But the main one that I like is the pantograph. The pantograph will save you so much time and effort, it's insane. So let's say you're trying to make a super fancy design, and for some reason I really need this to look exactly like this, and I want to place down a ton of those, right? What we can do is place down a ton of the base block. You got to make sure that they're chiseled first. Then you take out the pantograph you left click on it, then you can right click all the blocks and it just copy pastes it. This is how I got all of the floors done. I even used it on all the windows and all the trim that expands throughout my entire base. It has made this so much easier, and I cannot recommend this mod enough. If I was doing a tier video, it would be S tier, so please go give it a try. Judging from my comments, I think this is one that you guys will really like. It's called Weather the Storms, and all it does is make it so the drifters and the other mobs cannot spawn inside of places that have a bunch of light. So theoretically, if my house is lit up enough, we shouldn't be seeing any drifters inside. So if you want, you can still go fight them out there, but inside you're not gonna have to worry too much. Hopefully, this means you'll have to do a little bit less AFKing, but I completely understand if this isn't your style. Do you ever have a bunch of plates that you don't know what to do with? Well, I have a mod for you. This just feels so obvious, but look at this. Rackable Plates. That's all it is. Now that you know about it, you need it. Now this one is gonna blow your mind. This one adds a storage rack just for weapons, and is quite nice. But the thing that I really like is called a single shelf. You notice this is on the same block as the shelf, and I think that is just fantastic. These two mods just go hand in hand. How are you playing without them? You know when you're trying to get a whole bunch of honey and you gotta sit there and squeeze it directly into a wooden bucket, then pick up said bucket and then pour it into a barrel? With squeeze honeycombs into barrels, you no longer have to worry. This one is just amazing. I don't see why that's not a core feature. Go ahead, pause the video, go get this now. You're welcome. This mod is another must-have for me. It's just called Larger Crock, and it helps the crocks to be able to hold 6 each, which just makes so much sense. The fire pits can create 6, and the crocks can hold 6. What an amazing idea. This is another one that I think that a lot of you are gonna like. It's called Titanium Tools. However, it has titanium armor as well. It gives you a whole nother tier of stuff to go for, only expanding the endgame. It does require a steel anvil, which is amazing. And the tools themselves can be extremely overpowered. As you can see, I can do a 5x5 just like this. The materials don't even drop on the ground, they just go straight into your inventory. You don't have to use this. You have a selection here, so you can do a 1x1, a 3x3, a 5x5, and a vein mine, which just collected that entire vein in one single hit. Obviously, you don't need to use any of that, so if you're worried that, oh, that seemed too OP, just don't use it. That is an option. But it does have some really good durability, and even adds a titanium spear. For those of you that have been yearning for a new kind of spear, this could definitely be something that you're interested in. And if you are, go give it a look. Rock and Stone is the next mod that we're checking out. Have you ever thought to yourself, man, I want to work with some ashlar or polished stone, something like that, and then looked up how to do it and couldn't be bothered with the process, completely eliminating a lot of the building blocks that are in this game? Well, now you can throw your stone directly into a campfire or bloomery and cook it into rock. It's really just that simple. It's still quite expensive. However, to me, it just opened up a whole bunch of blocks that I'm willing to make. So if it interests you, definitely go give it a look. Have you ever wanted to make a charcoal pit that didn't get blocked up by dirt, and you'd have a door that just leads you in, and you tried a regular iron door and it didn't work? Well, I got one for you. A solid iron door. The entire purpose of this thing is for kilns. And now you have a way in and out permanently, and it doesn't require a shovel. The next mod is Ancient Armory, and it is crazy big. It adds a ton of weapons, and their models are so incredibly good. How could you not like this thing? By the way, the sword isn't that big. I just have another mod that shows it on my back, and for some reason it makes it that big, but that won't be an issue for you, okay? Especially if you don't play in third-person mode. Well, yeah, these things are so cool. And if you download the mod, you'll never run out of weapons to try out. So give it a try. And lastly, this is a very cool mod that I think has a ton of potential. It is quite possibly Vintage Toys first shader pack. It makes the world look so vibrant. A lot more light, to be honest. In my opinion, a little bit too much. When you come in here, it's so incredibly bright and it gets worse at night. But when you're out and about, it just looks amazing. Like, look at this at nighttime. My base over there just looks amazing with it. It still gets incredibly dark outside, so don't be fooled. But where there is light, there's a lot of light. Just sometimes a bit too much. So anyways, guys, I hope you liked the list. Feel free to subscribe for more. There will be more. So that being said, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time.